Kick things off. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is a little after 7 p.m. on a Monday night. And I'm right back at you. This is your boy, Stevie Ray. And I am the host of the world's most dangerous podcast. This is Straight Shooting with Stevie Ray. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I know I did. And you know, we're kicking things off on a Monday night. A lot going on in the wrestling world, y'all. As you guys well know. And yesterday on Sunday, we had the AFC and NFC championship games that did not, I repeat, did not disappoint. But they got what they wanted, y'all. San Francisco, Kansas City Chiefs. That's what they wanted, and that's what they got. And hey, the Ravens almost made it, but as usual, can't get by those Kansas City Chiefs. There go the Queen right there. She's in the house. Your Ravens didn't make it, Queen, but they put up a gallant effort. What's up, Cron? What's going on with you? And everybody out there that's watching right now on Instagram. This is what we do on Monday nights. You talk with your boy. If you got any questions for your boy, let me know what they are. And if you want to call into the show, you can also do that. Our call-in number is 832-243-4428. 832-243-4428. But ladies and gentlemen, you know what? I've been getting bombarded all weekend long is different people wanting my outlook, if you will, my opinion, if you will, on this whole Vince McMahon WWE human trafficking situation, bro. Hey. I'm going to be honest with you guys, man. I think you guys more know about this than I do. You know, this is like beyond sanity. But I would like to hear what you guys think about it before I give my assessment on it. And once I hear some of the opinions that you guys have, then I will give my assessment on it. Because, like I said, I've been getting bombarded the whole weekend. People update me on this, then I go check this out. Then this more comes out here, more. And I'm reading all this stuff, man, and it's just got me, you know, oh my God, just got me twisted, man. Got me twisted. But like I said, Queen says another boring Kansas City again. Pray for the 49ers to win. Queen, I just think you guys didn't come in with the right game plan. I think that was the one game that Harbaugh got outcoached. You just got outcoached in the big game. And you got away from your game plan, which is running the football. You got away from it. You ran the football, 6 times the whole game? And your quarterback is dropping back, holding on to the ball for 10 seconds. You can't do that in the NFL. Then people getting dumbass penalties. No discipline. Guy makes a good catch, wants to get up and taunt. That's what they want you to do. Then after that, you same guy running in the end zone for a touchdown, he fumbles. Nice looking stupid. Hey, winning at a certain level, you got to minimize the mistakes. You got to learn how to win. It's more to winning than just scoring points. It's more to winning than just scoring points. You got to do all the little things also. Like Vin Diesel said in Fast and the Furious, it doesn't matter whether you win by inch of a or a mile. Winning is winning. And at the end of the day, that's all people remember. And it's like my Steelers and Mike Tomlin. What does he always say? We're not here for style points. So in essence, at the end of the day, who cares how pretty it was? Or who cares how ugly it is? The only thing that matters is winning. Period. And when you don't come in with the right game plan, and so many people are doing dumb shit, then that puts more pressure on somebody else. It's like a cog. Everybody's got a position to play. Every cog works with this cog, that works with that cog, that works with this cog, that makes the machine purr and move along. And when you don't have that, then you look back on it and say, hey, I could have did this better. I shouldn't have did that. Winning is winning at the end of the day. What's up, Lawman? What's up, Calcutta? Queen says she's sick of the Chiefs. Well, I think if the Ravens had just did what they know they can do, the Chiefs wouldn't be in there. The Chiefs know how to win. They didn't score but 17 points. They only scored 17 points. How many teams go to the Super Bowl and only score 17 points? You know, I tell you something right there. Lions blew it. They pissed me off. Lions just had a couple of bad breaks, man. Couple of few bad breaks, and people want to blame this and blame that. It just befuddles me when people blame. When you lose, you lose. And even if the certain things didn't happen in the game that you can look back and say, I could have did this, but oh, the coach went for it on this down and blah, blah, blah. Did the coach miss the pass when they threw it right in your hands when they went for it on fourth down? Was that his fault? Was that his fault when the running back, they get the ball after an amazing catch by Ayuk? When the defensive back for the Lions, the ball hits him in the helmet, hits him in the face mask, Ayuk still catches the ball. That's just one of them things. At the end of the day, does it really matter? You let them off the hook. Cuz you let them off the hook, man. But this is their first time being in the championship game in eons, man. Since the 50s. They're a young team. They got to learn how to win. Everybody goes through that. In the 1970s, when the Dolphins went to their first Super Bowl, they got blew out by the Dallas Cowboys. They came back and won 2 in a row. The Pittsburgh Steelers in the mid-70s go on 4 Super Bowls in 6 years. But the first time they make the playoffs in 1972, they got their ass handed to them. They got to learn how to win. That's what it takes. Remember the New England Patriots in the late 90s? gets their ass handed to them by the Green Bay Packers. They go on to become a dynasty. You can't do this stuff overnight most of the time. Nobody remembers this. Learning how to win in the big games is not the same as winning regular season games. That's the coaches, that's ownership, that's player personnel, that's everybody. You got to learn how to win, because once you get in the play, everything goes up to another level. And once you get that, it's like a heavyweight fight. It's like when you're heavyweights and you're fighting a contender. It ain't like fighting that guy that's just as good as you. You got to come in with a game plan and stay with the game plan. Don't do like the Ravens. Don't do like the Dallas Cowboys. Don't get away from the game plan and just start playing backyard football, because your opponent, he knows you. He got you right where he wants you. And it's hard to come back from that. It's hard. Every now and then people can do it, but it's hard. Mark, you know it, brother. They'll be back, man. The Steelers are one quarterback away. And the Eagles, I don't know why people thought this. Once they lost their offensive coordinator, once they lost their defensive coordinator, then they didn't let the defensive coordinator try to right his wrongs or learn from his mistakes. They bring in Matt Canada. Once they brought in Matt Canada, I knew they wasn't going anywhere. Matt Canada is a joke. Sorry, joke. So that means what? The team was desperate. And once you get desperate, brother, that's like anything else, man. You start throwing haymakers. You throw caution to the wind. And when you throw caution to the wind, you're going to get somebody just might connect your chin because you wasn't covering it. Who was that said? I thought the Bills had a good show last week. Hey, Josh Allen got him down for kick a field goal to go into overtime. Kid missed the field goal. And another thing is they didn't run the ball and they put the whole thing on Josh Allen. Well, and you see what Kansas City was doing in that cold weather, running that ball and throwing high percentage passes. Kansas City, oh man, the coaching staff, the quarterback, Andy Reid, they know how to win football games because they've studied their opponent and they know what they're going to do, and they do not get away from the game plan. By time the Ravens had figured everything out, they're already behind 17-7. And they didn't score again in the whole second half, did they? Because they were desperate. Desperate people do desperate things. Now, what's up, Michael? Now you're off your whole strategy, what everybody practiced for. Now you're looking at each other like, what do we do, guys? Stick with the game plan. But if the coaches wasn't prepared, they ain't prepared. So we can look back on games and look at the little things that happened in the game, this, that, and the other. And if this hadn't happened, that would have won. If this hadn't happened, yeah, but they happened. You got to be prepared for that. You got to be prepared. Like when the kid took the handoff and he fumbled, he never really had the ball. But what did he do when he get to the line? He tried to twist and turn. Well, you never had secured the ball. And you should feel that. Instead of trying to make a big play, just go down, hold on to that ball, play for another down. Don't try to be a hero. That's all I'm saying. Don't try to be a hero. Just let's calm down. Get back to the strategy. That's all I'm saying. But be that as it may, man, still some of the best football. That was good football, man. I loved it. Whether it was mistakes, or whether everything was going right. That's football. You take the good with the bad, but you got to learn from it. What's wrong with that? Like a friend of mine was saying, because the Lions coach went for it on 4th down. Hey, that's his MO. That's what he come to do. And he said that's boneheaded. Well, it also behooves me that people that watch stuff from the sideline and on television are smarter than the people that do it for a living. How does that work? It's funny when things work, you're a genius. But when you don't work, you're the stupidest son of a bitch known to man. How did that work? You got a 50-50 chance. You got a 50-50 chance. And if I'm going to bet on me, I'm betting on me. And apparently he don't give a damn what nobody thinks. I admire that. I can't do nothing but respect that. Well, if he had to kick the field goal, okay, but kicking the field goal is speculation, though. We don't know if the guy would have made the field goal. Chances, I mean, percentage-wise, well, that's the same thing the Buffalo Bills thought last week, right? Same thing the 49ers, when they got up for their first field goal, what happened with them? He missed it. Mark, you're right. I think this was one of the best seasons ever. But I also think it's too many people talking about sports that don't know shit about sports and don't know how to really look at sports. But, everybody has their prerogative to do what they want to do, to say what they want to say. Everybody's got a podcast now. I was just telling a friend of mine the other night who just started a podcast. Look, brother, I've been podcasting since 2017. I didn't just get in this business. I was doing radio and podcasting at the same time, 2016, 2017. So this ain't new to me. So I've been talking about stuff for a while. I was doing radio a few years before I started doing podcasts. So I've been doing this for a while. This ain't new to me. And I pick and choose certain things I want to talk about because, when you get to
power off,
some of the subjects out there, like what we talk about on this show, like, the Royal Rumble that went on this weekend, man. I checked out a lot of it. Great show. Great show. I mean, but I'm not going to come back in here and talk about a 3-hour professional wrestling show unless you guys want to talk about different things that went on. I saw some of the few matches. I mean, it was a good show, but I just can't. I'm going to start doing watch-alongs, and once I start doing watch-alongs, then I'll be able to watch it because I'm going to be watching it with you guys. Then I'll be able to watch shows for 2 or 3 hours. Excuse me. Then I'll be able to do that. But as of right now, man, just for the hell of it, bro, I can't sit in front of a TV and watch professional wrestling that long, man. It just gets kind of monotonous, man. Kind of monotonous as an ex-professional wrestler because I look at it differently than how you guys look at it. Michael Wright, podcast isn't easy. CT wants to start one, trying to tell him. Yeah, Mike, it is, man. It's hard, bro. But you know what? It's gratifying also. It's therapy, Mike. Serious business. It's therapy. And next month, that's when I'm going to start having guests and stuff, more guests and stuff like that. Rather, right now, I'm glad you hit me up because we want to try to get CT on next month also. But I got a few people already lined up. But I'm going to work him in, though. Don't worry about that. Mark's a damn near every team. I mean, God damn, we had some competition. Did you see it? Mark, look how everything went down to the last week of the regular season. That was phenomenal, man. So many teams, 20 teams still had a chance or was already in going down to the last week, man. Just phenomenal, man. What did you guys think of Jade Cargill, man, in her first match? What you guys think of that? Because I caught the very end of that match. So I didn't get to see the whole match. So I was wondering what you guys thought about that. you know, and but it was amazing to me how they put her in the Raw Rumble match and not a singles type match. I would love to have seen her in a singles match before I seen her with 50,000 other women around, So that's just my outlook on the whole thing. Coach says she's impressive. She did an amazing job. Did she? Okay. I want to go back and pull that match up and watch it again because I didn't get a chance to see the whole thing, man. I want to see her interest in everything, man. I was very interested to see how that went. Somebody saying Jade delivered to carry herself that well on the big stage was impressive. Okay, so everybody thinks she was very impressive. Okay, then that's a good start. That's a good start for her. Very good start. You know. Could say he heard Ray Dog was supposed to be the 30th entrance, but had to back out because of Sonny. Man, if I was going to be in it, uh, Sonny wouldn't have had nothing to do with it. I tell you that. She she should she should play Storm in the next X. Man, you know something? Who's that? Sir Gregory. Sir Gregory once said, Jade should play Storm. You know, that's I never thought about that, bruh. She'd make a damn good Storm. But you know something, man, she'd be bigger than the guys on X-Men. You gotta realize all them actors are very small. Jade will look like a giant over them. So I don't know if that's gonna work, man. I don't know if that's gonna, you look at Holly Berry. Holly Berry, what, 5'2", 3? She lifted Nia Jax. Oh man, I missed that. Oh man, I gotta see that. I gotta see that. She lifted Nia Jax. I forgot Nia Jax was even back. I forgot all about that. I would love to have seen that, man. But like I said, man, what I did see of the show, I loved it. I really did. The women's rumble was more entertaining. You know something, Kush? Kush just said the women's rumble was more entertaining. You know something, Kush? I've been saying that for years. Have you noticed whenever they do something like that with the women, it is very, very impressive. Have you noticed that? I noticed this years ago when they did the first one. I was like, this is impressive. So I've been liking them ever since. I just hate I caught the tail end of it because I actually forgot it was on. I forgot it started at 7. And I didn't get home till like, I don't know, maybe a little after 7, 5 or 6 minutes after. So I didn't even realize it was on until I started messing with my pay-per-view channels and I seen Raw Rumble. By that time, it was, I can't remember what time it was. But I think the last few people, I think Jade was getting thrown out when I put it on there. So what's up, Alpha? I called the Super Bowl matchup. I thought the Rumble was actually good. Vince is the only nasty dude, by the way. Hey, man. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Calcutta just said something. When is he not saying something? She has the hair color for the part. Even if she didn't have the hair color, because they can put a wig on anybody. I wonder if Holly Berry has a contract to play Storm. I didn't know. You got to realize Calcutta, all the people from the early movies, they're done. Have you noticed? It's almost like they're starting over again, and everybody is like teenagers now or very young. Have you noticed that? The movies are starting over again. You know what I'm saying? They're starting from scratch. You remember in one of the last movies, they seen a Wolverine and the guys were young and they was like, man, I hope we never see that guy again. I can't remember what happened in the scene, but it was a Wolverine from the day, and the period they were in, they were still very young. So you got to keep up with them X-Men's, man, because they're going through that transition now of carrying things back before everything started back with that first one. And that's how you keep a younger audience also. So Jade and Bianca coming face to face in the Rumble. Oh man, y'all gotta stop telling me everything I miss now. Y'all gotta stop telling me. Oh my goodness. I would love to have seen that, man. That's talent there, bro. That is world-class talent. But you know who my favorite is, man? Kush, you know who my favorite is? Michael, you know who my favorite is? Calcutta, you know who my favorite is? In the women, Kush. You know what my favorite is? What's up, J-Dog? My favorite is EO Sky. That's my favorite. That's who I like. Yes, I like her. Ain't no Oscar. Talking about Oscar. Oscar ain't nothing, man. She's done. EO Sky. That's my girl. I wish I could if I could be a manager, I would have some guys over here and a girl over here. I would have EO Sky. That'd be, man. I come out speaking fake Japanese. I'll learn me a little Japanese and come out and acting like I'm giving her pointers in Japanese. Man, how would that look, bro? Whoo, that'd be money. Then I come out on the show and lie and say I speak 5 different languages. Alpha just said Kevin Owens, Logan Paul ending was lame as hell. I thought AJ legitimately got hurt. And you know what? I saw that thing with AJ too, man. I don't know if, I don't know. I didn't know if it was really hurt or not. I'm not sure. Yeah. You know what? You know what, BDW? I wouldn't even need it no more. Unless it was a last resort and a big show. I wouldn't even need it. As long as they give me the right to have input, long as I got input on how everything is written. Eric say, I'm here for Japanese, Stevie. Yeah, most definitely, man. Hey, man, I know a few bars. You got to realize I've been to Japan, 3-4 times? I know a few stuff that I learned from the Japanese boys over there, but I've forgotten it now. But it could come back very, very quick, But that's what it would be, man. Can y'all see that, man? But see, I wouldn't be a manager. I wouldn't be a manager. I would just have guys, and you wouldn't see me all the time. I wouldn't have to walk out with them and stuff like that. I would just be in a room looking at a monitor, from an angle where you really can't see me like you see my face right now. But, I would just be an advisor. Wouldn't be a manager. Not like that Paul Heyman stuff. I would only be a manager. And whenever you see me with my clients, you got the camera to my back. And somebody might try to come up and put a microphone in your face, and I go off on them. Then I walk off. Then they try to talk to my client, but my client doesn't say anything worth talking about. See, you got something there. You're brewing something. So people will always want more. They always want more and always want, but that's not what it is. I'm just an advisor. So when you see me talking to my clients, I'm advising them on how to do what I want them to do so they can get further up on on the ladder, on the totem pole, if you will. That's how it would be. Kush said, people are saying Seth Rollins and Gunter. I can see that. I can see that. Hmm. Well, like I say, man, regardless of everything that's going on in the WWE, especially when Vince McMahon, to me, the product is still the product. And it's funny, man, when that stuff broke with Vince and the young lady that's coming out and saying, accusing him all the allegations and things of that matter, I cut my TV on and I put it on like Vice. And at that same time, it had on there the 9 lives of Vince McMahon. Was that a coincidence? Or what? I'm like, wait a minute. The 9 lives of Vince McMahon was showing. Has anybody ever seen that? I mean, man, it went through everything. Oh, Alpha. Alpha, did you read the whole thing, man? I've been reading I've read a few different. This stuff is horrifying, man. But I was talking with me and Vince was going over some stuff today because we do the black and white podcast together, and we was going over some of the stuff that we're going to talk about this Thursday when we do the podcast. And I was like, whoever put this whole thing together, Alpha, believe me, they put this together a long time ago, bro. I don't know if it's got anything to do with that new company that they just want Vince oust and this, that. You got to realize something. When it comes to really burying a person in the public eye, I don't know if anybody's ever put this together, but y'all know old Ray Dog reads between the lines. Y'all know old Ray Dog walks between the raindrops. I'm always trying to figure out the bigger picture. But have you noticed when you really want to demagogue someone, where you really want to drag him through public opinion, what do they do to the people at that level? Do you know? Have you been seeing it for the last, I don't know how many years? What's up, Tim? Have you been seeing it? The allegations of sexual misconduct comes up. Because whenever the allegations of sexual misconduct come up, people look at you totally different. And I don't care what you've done in the past. Do you feel me right now? Are you understanding what I'm saying right now? Michael just said, I'm wondering if anyone close to Vince is going to be ousted from the company. Michael, it might be everybody that was there. This is just the beginning, bro. I'm going to tell you something, Mike. Anybody, if you do anything within a company, anybody that's close to you, he got to go too. When Richard Nixon was about to be impeached, do you remember who the vice president was at that time? His name was Spiro Agnew. So when a president stepped down, the vice president steps up. Did you see him step up? No. You got to go too. Yes. That's how it works. You ain't got to believe old Ray Dog, though. I don't know what I'm talking about. I never do. even though 99% of the things that I've told you have came true. Don't listen to me. I don't know nothing. Alpha says, you know, there is a saying, the company he has to keep around him for years. Then dudes had some serious allegations. Vince always kept them around. You see what I'm saying, Alpha? You 100% right. This has been going on for years, brother. People just don't wake up at 75 years old, 74, 73, 72 years old and just turn into a freak. Come on, man. Let's be honest. I ain't got nothing against Vince McMahon. You know, he's a businessman. He's a good businessman. Hell, he put me in the Hall of Fame. Never had nothing but good to say. He came up to me after my Hall of Fame speech for my brother and said, "Brother, that is what I've been looking for all night. That was great." Hey, I still remember those words. Make me feel proud. I was already proud for my brother, but it made me feel even prouder when he walked up to me and said that. But this is the thing, ladies and gentlemen. We all got our private lives, man. We all got our private lives. Why do you people, I've talked to you many times and told you I never hung around professional wrestlers other than on a business, from a business point of view. I never got into the professional wrestling lifestyle. I never cared because I was around the entertainment business before I ever got in it. So I already know it's a crazy business with people that do a lot of crazy things. Y'all have heard the stories. But what I'm saying is this kind of behavior, I haven't heard about it with Vince and some of the things other than some of the same things that you guys already know about. But if I could tell you some of the stories that I know, but just in the wrestling business, and certain names I'll never name. If I could just tell you guys some of the stories, you would freak out. You would freak out. That is why when people ask me about this, I kind of shrug my shoulders. It's something for people that's never been in this business to talk about. But that side of the business, you never hear me talk about. And I've explained that to you many times. I don't want to live in that world. I want to live in mine. I like my world. I like me some me. I love me some me. I'm worse than T.O. I love me some me. Ooh, she. Mm-mm. And I done seen these certain things happen to friends of mine that didn't get it, that didn't know certain things you shouldn't be around, bro. If I'm your boy, I'm gonna tell you so. You can hate me, dislike me, whatever. But if you're my boy, I'm gonna tell you so, man. I'm gonna tell you, watch yourself. Now, if you don't, that's on you. But have you ever heard of Ray Dog being involved in anything? Anybody heard anything? Now, people might have opinion of me as far as the wrestling or wrestler or stuff like that, but that's about it. That's fine. I can take that. You can criticize me all you want. I really don't give a damn because, like I said, I live in my own world. I only can do what I can do. But at the end of the day, you ain't never heard about no Ray Dog in nobody's business. You ever notice that? Because I already know. I came up around a lot of crazy shit, man. That's why this kind of shit don't bother me, because that is the way of the world. It's a part of the world out there that people never get a chance to see. It's a part of the world out there from people you never know or understand why they do what they do. You'll never know. And you can't even fathom it because you look at the world as a certain way. But at the end of the day, it's really not. And that's why I say, when you really want to demagogue somebody, has anybody noticed? You ain't got to ask me. Calcutta, I feel like The Rock, Vince, Brock, and others changed the plan of the two major matches and made a new plan for WrestleMania. Yeah, that might be true, but who gives a shit? Do you think that's easy to use? Do you think that's easy? No, I don't. They say it's a civil and not a criminal at the moment, and definitely damaging Vince. You know something, Alpha? That all depends on if a DA somewhere can make it into something criminal. Right now, we're just getting the allegations because they just came out. But we really don't know how deep this is or how crazy it is. We really don't know. And we don't know how many other people are involved. Because if they start doing an investigation and a DA picks it up, that's the difference between civil, okay, and criminal. That's the difference, whether or not a DA will pick it up or not. Let me tell you this. Did you know when the evidence against O.J. Simpson was first presented to the California LADA, do you know they said there's no evidence here, there's not enough evidence here? Then all of a sudden they came back, you know what I'm saying? And it was enough to take him to trial. Did you know that? Yeah. Eric, so the truth is somewhere in between. Worst case scenario. Right now, Eric, when you got emails and you left a trail that's very defaming, this is not like somebody taking some cookies out of the cookie jar. But I'm gonna put it like this. Whenever you want to really sully someone's name to try to really beat them down to nothing, you know what they always use to do that? Because people are very forgiving to other shit. Hell, you can run over somebody in a car, kill them. You can be drunk, run over a homeless man on the sidewalk. People don't give a shit. But when you do anything that's demonic toward women or children, okay? That's the part you guys don't see. Whenever you do anything toward women and children, that's your ass. Now the whole world looks at you different. You don't believe me? Go ask Jeffrey Epstein. Go ask Bill Cosby. Go ask him. Go ask Harvey Weinstein. Go ask him. Hell, look at 83 million Donald Trump last week. Go ask him. I don't know shit. I don't know shit. Go ask them. Millionaires, billionaires. Go ask them. That's just a few. The whole world looks at you different. especially with these kind of allegations. You know why? Because people will jump on it and believe it right from the beginning, brother. These people don't play. You think I'm lying? You wouldn't know because you haven't been where I've been and you haven't seen what I've seen. And this ain't got shit to do with pro wrestling. Nothing. It's just a guy that's in pro wrestling. That's the only common denominator. The freaks come out at night. You remember that song? Go listen to the lyrics. It'll get you close to what I'm talking about. You know, Michael just said the racial part of that Vince stuff is super weird. All of it's weird. That's why I say, brother, these kind of things just don't happen overnight. This is what you really are. J. Edgar Hoover, who ran the FBI for a zillion years, was a cross-dresser. Panties, high heels. They didn't have thongs back then, but he probably cut his bloomers up to make them into thongs. That's what he liked. It's out there for anyone to see. Don't get mad at me. I just tell it like it is. Tim said, I thought about the episode you did about where you said you didn't want to go up to WC. Brother, I got the Iggy on things. I can't say very much about this, Tim, but I'm going to put it like this to just sum up what you were talking about. I got the memo a long time ago. That's as much as I'm going to say about it. I got a memo, a flashpoint, long time ago. That's just a part of it, though, Tim, but I appreciate that. Sounds like everything built up for years. Brother, let me tell you something, Calcutta. You know what this is, man? Whenever the powers that be push you in this position, they're trying to get rid of you. This is business, bro. That's it. They make it look like the freaks come out at night. This ain't nothing but business, bro. You remember the Spider-Man movie? When William Dafoe played what was his part in the Spider-Man movie? You remember that? When he turned into the Green Goblin? Remember that? Why was he so angry at everybody? You remember that? You remember because they were trying to oust him from the company that he built. That's just a movie. But that goes on in the business world on a daily basis. Because when somebody don't like you, they're going to get together and conspire. And I'm not saying this is what exactly what's going on. What do you think is let's say, coincidence? You think it's a coincidence that The Rock comes on ESPN last week and he talks about the new league coming together with the new other league, USFL, XFL. And, he just partnered up with the billion-dollar company, the same company that bought WWE. He's on Wall Street hitting that thing and all this stuff. And then he announced that he gets full custody of the name The Rock. And then a few days later, all of this comes out. Is that a coincidence? Yeah. Anybody ever think about that? Well, well, well. Well, got my name, ain't got to deal with him no more. Maybe someone's coming after him. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. I don't know. Vince ego so big, if he would just pay that $2 million owed to the NDA, this wouldn't have been allowed to come out. This makes me wonder how many times throughout the year. Let me ask you something, Alpha. You really think it's that simple? If Vince McMahon had just paid the company back damn near $15 million, he ain't got three. He ain't got three to pay to somebody that he trying to do the hush money gimmick. Remember Donald Trump did the hush money gimmick. Everybody, remember Tiger Woods did the hush money gimmick. Everybody do the hush money gimmick. This ain't nothing new. You think Vince McMahon been around business, build an empire like this? He too cheap to pay another $2 million? Like I say, dog, when it don't make sense, you got to question it. That doesn't make that actually, if that actually makes sense to you, that don't even make sense to nobody. I'm a billionaire and I can't pay $3 million. Especially if you know I've been texting my jump off. Hey, baby, I want to do this. Hey, baby, you know that shit. You can't even erase that shit. That shit is still out there. They still can go find it. But I'm too dumb to pay $2 million. Knowing if I flounder on my part of the agreement, she can do this. You kidding me? That's what I paid her the money for in the first place. Really? That's why I say this is business. When somebody big got it out for you, that's your ass. And they conspire just like in a soap opera. Just like Victor Newman. How do we get him? Okay. We know this, we know this, we know this, we know this. What if we can do this, that, and the other? What if we come together with this? You don't even know if these people are plants. You don't even know if somebody been talking to that girl for years. We already know he's doing this. We want you to get as much provocation as we can. You don't know. These people don't play, man. Stop thinking the world is simple. It's not. It's very complicated. And you ain't invited to the party. Neither am I. They run shit. A former sitting president charged with crimes, 4 different felony crimes in 4 different states or 3 different states. Then the woman come up and say, you raped me. You pushed me in the room. Oh, wow. Donald probably say, man, I did a lot of that to a lot of gals. Ain't nobody else care. Don't take but one. Don't take but one. That's all we need. Because not only am I going to break you in front of the public, I'm going to try to I'm going to try to take every dime you got. These people don't play, man. I'm not saying that's what's going on. What I'm saying is you got to read between the tea leaves, brother. What they want you to think about is really never what's going on. Never. Cal Kush says, why are they trying to take him down now? Why not when he's a senior citizen? Brother, they don't care. Get your feelings out of shit. That's why what I'm trying to tell you right now. You thinking like this dude's a homeless guy, this, that, and the other. Do you know how many people you piss off? How many movies you done seen, something going on with somebody, then they find that it's somebody from 25, 30 years ago. I'm going to make you suffer for what you did to me back in the day, blah, blah, blah. Why are they messing with my? Does it really matter? Kush, does it really matter? You really think they care? But these people don't play, bro. Whoever they may be. I don't know who they are. But listen to the names I just tell you about. Whenever you want to demagogue somebody, what do? I didn't hear you, Kush. I didn't hear nobody asking that question about Bill Cosby. Did you ask the question then? Them old women was from the fucking 60s and 70s. Did you ask the question then? See how your empathy is chosen when you want to bring it up. You asked the question then? This definitely, Alpha said, this definitely sounds like repeated behavior. Brother. I'm going to tell you something about wealth is one thing, but having wealth and power is another. And when you are the puppet master and you used to being a puppet master, you got people under your thumb. That is why things like this never come out, because once you make people afraid for their jobs, they will do everything you say. And that's in any business. That's in any business. When I know you got mouth to feed, when I know you got that mortgage, and I know you got that little baby on the way, and you already got 3 kids, and you already got 3 cars, and you used to live in a certain lifestyle, I got you. Do you understand that? I got you. Because I'm a puppet master. And I snap my finger and people jump. And I'm used to that. I love it. Because that's what it is now. And that ain't a pro wrestling thing. That's when I say power and wealth. Wealth is one thing. Power is another. That's why you got so many yes men. Yeah. Yes men. Because that sucker trying to get his bag. Trying to get his bag, and he'll do anything to do it. He lick nuts, kiss ass, anything. And the people that's got the power, they know that. They know it. Don't get it twisted. This is just the beginning, bro. This is just the beginning. When these kind of people go out to destroy somebody, brother, they don't play. That's what you guys don't get, man. This ain't romper room time. This is serious shit. Did y'all read that shit? Defecating on people? Having dildos with... Oh, man, I don't even want to go into it, man. But like I've always said, you haven't been where I've been and seen what I've seen. I can't do nothing but shake my head, bro. It's sad. It's sad. But it's real at the same time. As much as you want to, separate yourself from reality, you really have to embrace reality, because that's the only way you're going to be able to deal with it. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. Believe me, I know what I'm talking about. Don't shy away from something. Embrace it and try to learn from it, because it's a life lesson. It's a life lesson. There are people out there that live alternative lifestyles that is normal to them. But if they like it, I love it, because I'm not going to participate in it. But I don't really condone keeping somebody hostage. I don't condone that. But I know it happens, because that's what people with power do. Don't be naive. Don't be naive. This country has gotten so naive to reality that everything that's inverted and everything that's untrue, that is what you embrace now. The dumbest of the dumb and the stupidest of the stupid. All you got to do is just open your eyes and you'll land on your feet. Don't let the puppet master get you, bro. Don't let it happen. And when you do see it, know what you're looking at, know what's real and what's not real. There are things called reality shows. Look up what the word reality actually means, and not what it sounds like. Look the word up. These people don't play, bro. When they want your ass, they're going to get you, because you pissed the wrong people off. We taking over this company and we don't want nothing that was a part of it still a part of it. I want you all gone. This is my company now. You dig? This is my company now. Pack your shit. See you. Wouldn't want to be you. That's the real world. People with power don't give a fuck about other people. The word love does not even exist. But getting that bag and running stuff, I'm going to make this thing bigger than it ever was all over the world. That matters. You got to believe me, though. You got to believe me. If social media and internet didn't exist, allegations would just be allegations. Hard to prove without evidence. There was a witness to events allegedly trying to rape Rita Chatterton in his limo. That person was Vince McMahon limo driver. At the time, Jim Stewart. But his and Rita case was to be. Was he? But back then, man, things wasn't. Nicholas, that's a good analogy. I remember that. A lot. You remember that whole thing? All that was going down when those allegations with the young boys and all that stuff was coming up. Because see, you could buy your way out of stuff like that back then. You got to realize something, Nicholas. The WWE was still a subculture then. It wasn't mainstream like it is now, dealing with all these Fortune 500 companies and a worldwide entity that it has become. So you could buy people out. Remember they let Pat Patterson them go, and what was the black dude named, the announcer guy, and they was doing all these stuff with these young kids. You know, they let them all go, and they hired them all right back. You know why? Because he was, that was all business for him. He needed those guys. They worked for him, especially Pat. And remember how all that got swept under the rug? You didn't have all the, like I say, nowadays, You got all, these news, CNN, MSNBC, Fox, this, that, and the other, all this other stuff, all these different companies that you're involved with. You see how that same thing back then, what it would look like today? And you talking about uh sexual misconduct with young kids? Nicholas, do you hear what I'm saying? That's the difference between 30 something years ago and today. That's why it didn't go nowhere. You can buy your way out of shit back then. It's hard to buy your way out of shit now. Geraldo. I mean, like I say, man, them talk shows, they got a very minimal audience. And you got to realize something. Wrestling was not mainstream. All of that stuff that happened way back then don't mean nothing. It doesn't. It don't mean shit. Nobody knew those people and nobody cared. Everybody, judges, DAs, everybody can be bought off. Not today. It's spelled that way. It's a real thing. So I believe you have seen some real shit over there. Bro, oh, I just know what I'm looking at, and I know what this world is really about. That's all. I ain't special. I ain't special. I just know what I'm looking at. I'm just not a naive person. That's all. You know how some people is, and now he's older. Can you say hi to the what family? Baked family? Oh, is that Dan Brown? Did you say baked? Oh, Baker. If it's baked, hi, baked family. If it's Baker, hi to the Baker family. Maybe I don't know if you. I'm sorry. I'm just going by what I'm reading because I never heard last name baked. That's all. But maybe this what it is. They were never going to let Vince get a piece of that. Who was that? Crumser. Shh. You better tell him. You better tell him about that Netflix deal. Shh. Uh, uh, Crumser just said they were never going to let Vince get a piece of that $5 billion Netflix deal. Shit, you better tell him, bro. That's why I keep trying to say this is business. All the other stuff is just scenery for the public. That's just to woo your mind and to get, enthralled into the wrongdoings or the allegations. That's all. Because that's how we are. We all love gossip. We all love when somebody, a prominent position is going down. We all love that shit. And they know that. You know? Yeah. It's selective outrage, Stevie. Yeah. You know? I'm just saying, bro. Powerful people can be taken down, especially when you kids and women. You know, kids and women. Eric said, "Remember Vince had a match versus God." Yeah, I wish he could. I bet he wishing he could pull up old God's number right now, Eric. You know what I'm saying? But like I say, man, this is not a pro wrestling thing. Let's not get it twisted. It just happened. This kind of stuff, you know, it's just going on in the pro wrestling. You know, the biggest pro wrestling company in the world. That's all. This is not a pro wrestling thing. This kind of shit happens all the time. And if Vince wasn't famous, you wouldn't know anything about it. But if you did your research on a bunch of things like this, you will see, oh my God, man. You will see this kind of stuff runs rampant all over the world. This is what powerful people do. You know, just what they do, man. Especially because, hey, power is a hell of an aphrodisiac, bro. From what I've been told. You gotta think about it, man. That's a that's a mentality that a lot of people don't. When you've built something that's this prominent all over the world. But man, like I said, I have nothing against Vince McMahon. Everything we're talking about tonight is just allegations. How true everything is will eventually come out. But even if it's not true, look at the damage it's done. The damage is done. And it's going to get worse before it gets better. They claiming that maybe he did something. Yeah, you're right, lazy. But Piper, but Alpha. Piper, Billy Jack Haynes, and other wrestlers claim to be gang bang or rape with Vince goons back in the day. So it's not completely surprising. I'm hearing, but damn, it's so graphic. I didn't know Billy Jack and Roddy had said that. But have you noticed something, Alpha? Have you heard anyone from the professional wrestling world from the past or present or in between? Alpha, have you heard anybody say anything? Let me tell you something, Alpha. It's just like when a pimp has the mind of one of his girls. Listen to me and listen close. Just like and I grew up around pimps and hoes, so I know what I'm talking about. Like when a pimp has the mind of one of his girls, and let's say she gets the strength and someone helps her to get out of that life. Do you know for many years after, she's still afraid of that guy and she 50 states away because it's a psychological thing. So I'm not going to say anything because he still might be able to find me and get me. So we don't know if a lot of these guys back in those days still have that psychological breakdown within their minds that I can't say nothing because he's still out there. You ever thought about that, Alpha? If you haven't, maybe you should. But I know you know what I'm talking about. That is a psychological power, just like this young lady that is making these allegations. I can't lose what I got. I got to pay my bills. Once you get used to a lifestyle, brother, how many people we done seen try to rob the bank to keep a lifestyle? How many people killed their wives to get the insurance policy. Man will go to deep lengths to keep what he got, especially when he's inundated through his head and his psychic. When somebody can tell you, I want you to go sleep with this guy and these guys, and you do it, that's a pimp mentality, bro. And like I said, I'm not saying that happened. I'm just going off the allegations. That's all. That's so true, Mark. It's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man to go to the end of heaven. Okay, Eric, you have a good one. Loman say Victor Newman was a bad guy on the Y50. Man, Victor was bad on everything he ever played on. Everything. Victor was a German dude back in a TV show when I was a kid called the Rat Patrol. He was trying to kill these American guys in some Jeeps with machine guns on them. And I'm like saying to myself, back then I didn't understand it. I'm a kid. Then I'm like, damn, it was during World War II. It was based on during World War II in the desert. Oh my God. And I'm like, damn, man, they can't kill these two dudes for whole episodes. I don't know how many episodes they had, and Victor and them never. I'm like, they're not fighting anybody else. There should be a whole army out there. But this was crazy. But yeah, Victor Newman's been bad on everything. From the mouth of Billy Jack's statement, it's 25% true, but 75% false. From what I have seen from Billy's statement, Calcutta, with all due respect, man, I really don't give two shits about what those guys said. You know what I'm saying? But whether it's true or not, I don't need them to tell me things that I've gotten from people that were there. Okay? I don't need Billy Jack and them to tell me nothing. I've been around this business since 1989. And I've worked with so many people when we were coming up the ladder that used to be in WWE. And brother, the conversations and things of that matter. That's why I don't get into it. Because ain't nobody got to tell me what I already know. If that makes sense. I don't need anybody, book, innuendo, conjecture. I don't need any fucking body to tell me what I know. Nobody. I respect those guys and I empathize with them. But at the end of the day, I know a lot of people. Let's put it like that. I'll never call names and I'll never tell anything about what I know in somebody else's business that told me something. But I'm a good evaluator. Very good evaluator. Yes. Kush said, do I feel sorry for Vince? I don't feel sorry for nobody. If I died tomorrow, would anybody feel sorry for me? Like I always say, I'm a live and let live kind of person. Whatever you like, I love it. Just don't ask me to be a part of it. That's all. I don't feel sorry for nobody. The fuck will I feel sorry for Vince for? Vince is a grown man. Like I said, I empathize with him. But if these things are true, hey, brother, you brought that on your own. You ain't got to deal with me. You got to deal with the system. And like I say, feeling sorry for somebody is one thing. Having empathy for them is another. Because like I said, when I started the podcast tonight, I ain't got nothing against Vince McMahon. Nothing. I ain't got nothing to him. I've had a few conversations with him, not several, but a few. And it was always in good form. Seriously. But At the end of the day, do we as people really know anybody? Do we really know anybody? Who cannot wrestle but got caught and conjured simply to Vince McMahon. No, I ain't never heard of Jess Gooby. Never heard of him. Whoever he is. Christopher Miller said that's the real. Hey, Christopher, hey, brother, I just tell it like it is. I just tell it like it is, man. I don't sugarcoat shit. You can ask my daughter that. From the day she was 4, 5 years old, I always talked to her and made her understand what I'm talking about as it pertains to the real world, because I would be damned if I let this system, this school system, that's fucking garbage, or her teachers that don't give a fuck about her, or other kids that she go to school with, teach her bullshit. I sent her to school to learn how to learn. But when she came home, her education started. She'll tell you that to this day. And her school teachers used to always ask me, "Your daughter's very mature for her age." Yeah, because I never talked to her like she was a little girl, because her mind is developing. And the more she knows about how the real world is, the more when she make mistakes, she'll be able to land on her feet. Yes, school will never teach you that, but I will. I will. That's the same thing I told her teachers. Do your job. I'm going to do my job. At the end of the day, do your job. I'll do my job. But hey, guys, man, we had a good show tonight. Like I said, man, I wanted to talk a little bit more football, but more people want to talk about the Vince thing, man. And it is what it is. Everybody out there that's watching on Instagram, man, I keep telling you guys this. I'm gonna have my Instagram thing hooked up on my deal so you guys can see the podcast as we do it with everything else. Just right now I got Facebook on here, I got YouTube, I got Twitch, and I'm gonna have a fourth one so y'all can be able to see the podcast. You won't have to see it over my phone like you're looking at right now, but until we get that, we'll still be doing that, man. But I'm gonna talk to the Instagram guys later. And tomorrow night, um, tomorrow night, I don't know if Sonny's going to be on the show. I'm not 100% sure.
Power on.
I hope he is. Because honestly, guys, Calcutta, Kush, I don't know. I hope we talked about the Vince stuff enough, man. And in a lot of ways, like I said, I empathize with him because, but that's his tragedy, man. That's his life. I got respect for Vince, and I hope he has respect for me. But if any of that stuff is true, I can't condone any of it, brother. I can't. And that ain't got nothing to do with him being Vince McMahon. That's anybody, bro. That's anybody, bro. If you into that kind of demonic shit right there with people and treating people like that, I could never condone it, bro. But what happens, happens. Who's that? Baked Network? What's going on, guys? I'm not familiar with the guys. Or am I? Because I talk to so many people over social media. Now, see, Alpha, I got to read this one. Alpha said, off another topic, Billy Jack claims to have been close with Benoit and said what made Benoit snap was he believed Vince slept with Nancy, and Benoit questioned if Daniel was his son. Billy Jack said that? No wonder Billy Jack got so much heat, man. No wonder Billy Jack. I was a big Billy Jack fan, man. But man, every time I see videos and stuff of him, people getting in his ass, man. I hope that's not true, bro. I've told the Chris Benoit stories on this deal, man, and but if anybody looks at his son and doesn't think that's not Chris Benoit's son, I mean, man, what can you do, man? What can you do? Shit, I mean, that's that kid looked just like, but anyway, man, people say some of the crazy stuff. What can we do about that, man? I don't really keep up with some of the things Billy Jack has said in the past, so I don't know. But I'm gonna put it like this. You're right, Mark. Look just like him. But at the end of the day, brother, it ain't nothing to it but to do it. Appreciate everybody tagging along on the train. Because this is how we do it, man. Jimmy will be back next week. Sonny Ono will be here tomorrow, hopefully. If not, we're going to talk football and a little wrestling all night long. That's what we're going to do. But hopefully, I could give a little insight on what little I know, hopefully. But at the end of the day, if you don't do nothing else, be one. Peace. And I'll see you tomorrow.